right, guys, here we go again with another of our Evolution Consulting market update videos as they have come to be known. This one being recorded on the 4th of October, 2016, and it is about 4:30 on what can only loosely be described as a colossal bollocking of a day for metals, guys. I mean, ouch. I don't know how to put that any other way, but it's not something we have not forecasted. If you guys go back to July 22nd, we did do a market update, which pretty much outlined exactly what happened today. And I mean, the timing, admittedly, all right, was good, all right, by those who may not have metals' best interest in mind, all right, or the rise of metal spot pricing best interest in mind. But we did forecast, we have forecasted exactly what happened. We said it was a matter of time before they have to break out the last line of defense, which is a faux strong or a phony strong dollar. Okay, and that was exactly what we've seen so far. It's, you have a dollar rallying on the idea that the Fed might hike interest rates when, anybody with a functioning frontal lobe at this point realizes that that's A, probably not going to happen until December, and B, it's going to be one of those events where it's like, oh, holy, if they do it, I'm not saying that they're going to, possibly. All right, guys, we haven't seen the information to say yes or no, but let's say on the off chance that it does happen, probably as we forecasted by a new Fed chairperson, they raise basis points another 0.25, 0.25 basis points. Jamie Dimon has said it, others have said it. All right, and it's the fire hydrant analogy of, really at this point in time, what's another 0.25 basis points hike, guys? It's a quarter turn on a valve that's been open for, for years at that point. It's bailing out the QE2 with a thimble, so to speak, to use another metaphor. But the point of the story, though, guys, it's not something we haven't forecast. I'll be quite honest with you. I'm surprised it took as long as it did to happen. I really am. I thought for sure we would see that at some point in time in September where they try to curtail metal spot pricing, increasing through the use of a strong dollar. And again, you can go back to our July 22nd video. It's not something that we haven't seen coming. It just sucks when you see it happen. You're like, all right, man. You have to apply the logic, and it is what it is. They are desperately, what's left of the Anglo-Western banking system is desperately trying to keep those spot prices down, guys, because they know what's coming, okay? And as we've so often said, don't go full retard. Don't ever go full retard. And what can we say, guys? Retards are going to retard, and that's exactly what happened today. All right, it was an inevitability, all right, and it's not without consequences, all right, and I mean that. There will be economic or otherwise ramifications for what happened today. There's no question about it, because the timing was absolutely spectacular. You have, for those of you that are a bit familiar with Chinese culture, I do not profess to be one of them, but if you're familiar with their deeply rooted culture, you realize like today is their Chinese National Week. It's really the beginning of kind of a series of national holidays. Okay, so some of their markets are closed. All right. So if you want to call what happened today a bit of a financial Tet offensive, all right, it is what it is. All right, it happens. Now, the reality of the situation. Oh, that reminds me. I have some additional information I'd like to share here. Let's see. Regarding metals, gold and silver, as it turns out, metals are not real money. Okay, gold and silver, that's not real money. The printing of fiat currencies is just going to go on forever without any consequences. Never mind that whole Weimar and Zimbabwe thing. Let's see. The Bank of Japan is going to go into negative rates or deeper into negative rates. That's not a big deal either. The ECB, they're probably going to have to explore negative rates at some point, but don't worry about that. Italy just issued another ridiculous amount of debt, but that's okay. Everything's fine. Guys, don't worry about it. I was wrong. What can I tell you? Metals aren't real money. I guess Evolution 4.0 was wrong. All right, and if you believe that shit, I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you, all right? Again, it's one of those days, guys. I know it sucks, but you have to have a sense of humor on days like today, and you have to realize you got to keep in mind the big picture. The wheels of social architecture and social engineering are turning, okay? It's not something that can be stopped, and it's not something at this point that will be stopped. All right, we've often talked about the unified metals-backed currency system, and that's one day does not a trade or a macro trend make. We've said that before. All right, but there are going to be days like today. It's something we did forecast. We are surprised it took as long as it did. Okay, so that's that. In terms of a response, hopefully, guys, you bought some of the dip, and which reminds me, I was asked recently if I would want more customers doing what I do. The answer is yes. That's the point of capitalism, it's the point of business. But if I am going to have more customers, I would insist that they be of the quality that I've seen thus far out of our Evolution subscribers and readers. You guys have been, and I'm just going to put it the way it is, you guys have been fucking awesome. You really have been. I've talked to a couple of our clients today on our messaging platform that we use, which we will soon be integrating into our website, so you guys can have some, at least subscribers can have some real-time updates. But the reality of the situation is, guys, you have been awesome. Evolution subscribers and readers, folks I talked on a messaging platform, you guys have been absolutely spectacular. $40 metals down day. I mean, and it's so appropriate, guys. I mean, like I said, when it rains, it pours, so to speak. Like I said, in case you're wondering why we're not even using the very snazzy new the cardioid radio broadcast mic that we got, and that is because we got a faulty power supply that we ordered in, and you know what? C'est la vie, right? I'm rocking a pretty. You can hear my voice, but I'm rocking a pretty nasty stomach flu at the moment. But again, excuses are for the week, and you'll notice that we don't only do these videos on days where metals are up $50 and we get to make the smug face. We do exist in some component of reality, which is why, yes, even on days like today, we are going to do a market update video. We're going to tell you the way it is, all right? And what we've seen today is, again, it's something we forecasted. It's desperation. Is what it is. It's absolute desperation to stop something that's inevitable. And the more you try to stop something that's inevitable, like the evolution of economics, guys, the more, I don't know how to put this any other way, the more justification there is for extreme measures, the more justification there is for extreme consequences. So it's a matter of the Anglo-Western banking system, guys, digging their own grave. I don't know how to put that any other way. It just is. All right. So in terms of big picture, guys, yep, it sucks. I really personally, did I think we were going to see under 1,300 again? No, I really did not. Did I see any information indicating that we would see under 1,300 again? Little teeny bits and pieces, but not enough to be substantial. All right. But hey, it happens. That's why they call it trading. And guys that are along the ETFs at higher levels, all right, you know what to do. You gotta wait for it. All right. It's not an if, it's a when. And days like today will shake your confidence up a little bit, but it's still, one day does not, a trade, or one day does not a macroeconomic evolution of finance make. It is what it is. All right, it's glaringly obvious at this point. Like I said, there comes the point where, all right, there's a fine line to where when the manipulation becomes so obvious, it's just as easy to bring that into mainstream and go, oh, by the way, that's what's really going on. Okay, and at some point in time, you're going to have to see that, all right? And I've said this before. I said at some point in time, the business networks are going to have to choose between their own credibility and their own sustainability and their own longevity and towing a bullshit line. And the fact of the matter is, I have to foresee at least some of the on-air personalities there finally going, like, what the f*** is going on? Like that kind of thing. So, again, guys, it's trying to stop something that cannot be stopped or will not be stopped, all right? And that is ultimately a metals-backed yuan renminbi, ultimately a metals-backed unified global currency, and that is just the way it is. Trying to stop that is an act of suicide, all right? I've come up with a new phrase. It's called assisted financial suicide. It's the Dr. Kevorkian effect, if you want to call it that. I mean, realistically speaking, guys, it's going to happen. All right, the wheels are already in progress, the wheels are already in motion, I should say, to make that happen. All right, and it will. All right, and if that means the Anglo-Western banking system is going to go down in a blaze of glory, well, all right, cool. At least the UK, the Brits were smart enough to get the hell out of the way. All right, but once again, guys, on days like today, you got to keep a little bit of a sense of humor about it, okay? And it's kind of a double-edged sword for us, because even with a day like today, we can turn around and say, well, we're still up 150% in some of those trades, okay, from the high. So anybody thinking, well, evolution, he doesn't know what he's doing, or whatever the case may be, think again. The point of the story, though, it's inevitable, guys. And I know, again, I don't know how to put this any other way. Kudos to our followers. Kudos to our readers. Certainly, guys, more important than anything else, you've adopted the psychology, okay, that you have to have associated with trading this market. I'm amazed. I really am. Like I said, I shouldn't be smiling on a day like today, but I am. I mean, between the stomach flu and malfunctioning components. Oh, by the way, speaking of all hell breaking loose, might as well share this, guys. Apologies for switch and signal going out late this week. All right, it's the first time it's happened. It'll probably be the last time it's going to happen, hopefully. All right, we were a day late with our switch and signal delivery, and that was the product of, well, this weekend we got a little bit ambitious, and we tried something that we said we weren't going to do, but we did anyway because that's just how we roll. All right, we tried installing the complete Evolution Ultra system on the current hardware set that we have, which is admittedly very capable. All right, but not ultra capable yet. Okay, we weren't quite sure. We are aware that we do have to build a proprietary hardware system. We do have to build a specific system just for ultra. Yes, it is that powerful, but we got a little bit ambitious this week, and we said, well, what the hell? Let's see what's going to happen. So I personally, along with help from some of the dev team, we tried installing ultra on our current hardware configuration, and it did not end well. Put it that way, all right? Speaking of stomach flus and speaking of vomiting and puking all over the place, we puked the server that we're currently using with the current Evolution 4.0 platform, guys, which is ultimately going to morph into the Evolution Ultra system. It's just we need a lot more hardware for it, so we did try that, guys. Our apologies. We were a day late with Switch and Signal as a result of that. We weren't lying. It was a bit of an information overload. And the only reason we did that, guys, is in your best interest, okay? Seriously, we're in the process of putting together our 2017 metals investing guide, amongst other things, and we're trying to provide the absolute best information we can for you and for us. Certainly it's a record of our accuracy and our ability to forecast what may seem like random geopolitical events. And yes, I know on a day like today, it's kind of ballsy saying something like that, but there are going to be those days, okay? And if you compare the record that we've shown thus far, I'll put it up against anybody that's out there in terms of accuracy and in terms of being able to forecast not only just economics, but social engineering and social architecture components, all right? So, that being said, guys, again, our apologies about the delay reaction on Switch and Signal. We are going to make sure that doesn't happen again. But apart from that, as always, guys, speaking of questions, and by the way, one other thing I'd like to add to this market update video is, again, I mention it probably once a month, and I do so for a reason. Please, 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 two very important points, of which one I was reminded of by one of our readers who's an absolute gem. He really is. Absolutely great guy. Number one, please consider the suitability of investment, okay? And I'm speaking specifically about that triple leverage stuff, guys. The USLVs, the JNUGs, and the NUGTs, okay? Because there are going to be days like today, okay? And it's a double-edged sword. It really is, all right? You got to remember, you're dealing with a metal that is just so manipulated, so absolutely critical, integral in social engineering and social architecture that there are going to be days like this. It's not a riskless trade, okay? We try to provide the best information we can, but there are going to, again, I don't know how to say this any other way, guys. It's going to happen here and there. It's okay. All right, it's just like, we're putting together the Evolution, Ultra system. We're going to make a mistake here and there, guys, and I dare you to find one inventor or one systems developer or one, anybody that's done anything worthwhile that hasn't made a mistake every once in a while, okay? We try to make them as rarely as possible, but it's going to happen here and there. But please do consider the suitability of the investments, and also the other thing, there's a reason we promote the 4 C's of investing, okay? Something we've called crypto, cleansing, commodities, and chaos. Okay? There's a reason we go across all 4 of those sectors, all right? It's so you don't have 100% exposure to any one sector, up to and including metals, guys. Keeping in mind, of course, JNUG and NUGT, guys, those are paper metals trades, okay? So you look, somebody that's having a shit day on JNUG or NUGT, you can look to UWTI. I think three Switch and Signal editions ago, we kind of went, this is the real deal for oil, as more of those sanctions get lifted. We're going to see the spot price of petroleum climb. And by the way, if you guys listen to our 2016 petroleum report, perfect is the word I'm going to use. The time cycles and the time frames and the cyclical pricing of oil, guys, if you haven't bought it, buy it. The 2016 petroleum report, the podcast, the 1-hour audio podcast, guys, we got it perfect, okay? And that, you can kind of see the formation now of the 2 peaks on oil, so, that's there. But that's the reason we say, guys, diversification. Yes, I'm going to sound like a talking head now on CNBC for just a little bit, and that's okay, because every once in a while there is something intelligent on that network, okay? And diversification is important. You do not want to go all in. I mean, for paper, for simulated trading, Okay, it's great. Yeah, let's go. $500,000 into JNUG. Fuck it. Okay, when you guys are playing with your money, real money. Okay, that is not how you do it, nor have we ever suggested it as such. All right, so you go across those segments because on days like today, guys, it's going to happen. All right, you're down in your JNUG, your NUGT, your USLV, your GDXJ. You're down in those positions. Well, that's all great. You know what? You can turn around and go, holy shit, look at UWTI and UCO and USO. The idea, as we said, is to catch the rotation of that capital around and capitalize on those geopolitical catalyst events. That's exactly what we did again now with UWTI. Okay. One other quick note I'd like to add: Taser. Hopefully, I haven't looked. I'm going to right now. I try not to do this, but let's see. We got Taser. Guys, we got Taser down around about $23. That is a buy. Okay, that is a buy. If you're long current levels, don't worry about it. There's I think a couple analysts got a $33 price target on it, and we forecast going a hell of a lot higher than that. That was the result of a misconstrued news story. Okay, switch and signal readers know why, but all right, when you stop and you think, and you can even read some of the mainstream stuff that was published. All right, nothing. It's not like Taser suddenly lost market dominance in that space or whatever. So that being said, guys, again, the point of the story though is days like today are going to be rough. Okay. There, said it. Again, for the millionth time in this video, all right? But you want to be diversified across those 4 C's because it's, again, a loss isn't a loss until you sell it, okay? And that is why you have more than one holding, okay? Unless, of course, like I said, you've exclusively made peace with the fact that if you're going to swing trade metals ETFs, days like today will happen. So, guys, as always, if you want to email us, info@evolutionconsulting.world. Info@evolutionconsulting.world. It's somewhere over there. Am I seeing things? No, there it is. All right, it's over there. And, of course, if you want to follow along on Twitter, guys, again, you got to have a sense of humor when you're doing stuff like this, especially in the kind of market space, the market conditions that we're in. So we have been in a mood on Twitter. All right, follow us along. Evo at thingy, Evo_consultants, at Evo_consultants, guys. Hopefully we'll have all this stuff up and running for your listening pleasure soon. And I'm going to do exactly what I should have done the first time around, which was instead of just getting, for those of you that are familiar with broadcast hardware, I should have got a multi-track mixer, to start with, and eliminated that problem completely, which is exactly what we've done now. So, again, looking forward to bringing you. We want the quality of information to be on par with the quality of presentation. All right. So that being said, guys, as always, be good. As you can see by today, everything really is a transaction.